Miyetti Allah begs Buhari NAAS to stop implementation of anti-open grazing laws by states. Fulani cattle breeders in the country have appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari and the National Assembly to do anything possible to frustrate anti-open grazing laws being passed by some states across the country, describing the laws as satanic against their age-long tradition. The cattle breeders operating under the aegis of Miyetti Allah Kautahore expressed concerns over the actions of the states, particularly southern states, insisting that they were counterproductive to their known economic business. The group at a press conference in Abuja described the ranching method of rearing cattle as captured in the anti-open grazing laws, noting that ranching has, or as envisaged by many, requires massive capital investment and difficult to sustain, not economical, and is not small livestock holder centered. What does that even mean? Okay. Reading a prepared text by the media conference, the National Secretary of Miyetti Allah Kautahore, Engineer Saleh Halassan, called on the National Assembly to come to the rescue of the pastoralists by resuscitating and passing the Grazing Reserves Commission Bill and other livestock management bills that were initiated by the previous National Assembly. According to the group, if the anti-open grazing laws were allowed, the economic activities of the pastoralists would be completely destroyed. The Fulani Social Cultural Organization insisted that the country must, instead of pressing ahead with the anti-grazing, open grazing laws, key to strategies by responding to the challenges of climate change as it affects livestock production. The group said, "We want the National Assembly and Mr. President to intervene and stop the current attempts by some states' governors to criminalize our means of economic livelihood of cattle rearing through the enactment of satanic and obnoxious laws, anti-open grazing laws targeted at Fulani pastoralists." Okay. According to the group, the federal government should create a federal ministry of livestock and fisheries as obtainable in many African countries. Okay. I mean, honestly, it's very much selfish because really and truly, when the Southerners were going through a lot in terms of, insecurity with herders, you were quiet. You didn't say anything. It wasn't like, what did you do? Nothing. This passion did not come, and of course now it affects you. Listen, it's a private business, okay? Sorry. So wait, so what would be the plan then? Because in the olden days, the South was still the South, and the South still had their culture and tradition. So if Nigeria had not been won, then where would you graze? So you're gonna have to sort it out, because it sounds like a personal problem, well, a regional problem that has to do with your group and your group only. So you're just going to have to sort it out. That is it. I don't. It's really not that complicated. It's an anti-open grazing law. Open grazing, meaning you can't just go into any land that you see and start grazing because you think it's yours. No, you buy your own land and you do whatever you want to do here because you own the land. But it's not like you'll be entitled to the land that is not yours under the impression that because it's one Nigeria, you're entitled to it. That's bullcrap. You don't do that. So yeah, it's pretty much doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's very much, it's like, what do you want the states to do? Well, you did not help solve the problem of insecurity. So it's sad, but it is what it is. Are you trying to say that grazing has to be open every single time? Come on, I understand it's your culture and it's nomadic and you move from place to place. Well, you just can't move everywhere. And you're going to get upset and offended because, excuse me, you're not indigenous to that land. So if you're going to say tradition and all that, you're not indigenous to that land. Therefore, you don't have the right to go there because you're picking and choosing when being a Nigerian state applies, and then choosing and picking when you want to go to your traditional route and say, no, you accept everything that comes with it. So if you're going to select and choose that okay, traditional routes are gonna go there and defend ourselves by saying you're stopping our movement and our age-long tradition, and then by picking the the state side of things, and I'm saying, oh, it's gonna affect our economy and all that. It's the same way that the southerners can pick as well and say, for security, it's not the best strategy to let grazing continue, and for tradition, well, it's our indigenous land. We can say who goes and who doesn't go in it. That's it. Simple as that. Someone says, listen to yourself, Miyetti. You sound like a broken record. What happened to ranching? Thieves, you are looking for people's land to steal. Enough of your nonsense. Exactly, you are looking for people's land to steal, because really and truly, a lot of politicians, northern politicians, own land in the north, yet it's for their personal use. So it's like, let's not, the land is in the north. The land, of course, when you look at the land mass of the north and compare to the south, of course it's more. So it's like, what's the problem? Like there's like, it doesn't make sense. So they need to go talk to their leaders, because really and truly, their leaders are the ones that are actually stealing their land that they should use for grazing. And of course they have to graze and look for a livelihood, so they're forced to come to the south. And it's not, well, it was not good before, but right now it's not convenient to the south. So really and truly, the main stakeholders of land in the south are southerners. Like, you can't. It's like, why? What kind of entitlement is that? Someone says southern governors should take a lasting step, that is banning beef in the whole southern and middle belt state. Not banning beef, but I guess banning beef produced in the north. I don't even know. That's a bit drastic. Again, it's not like as if it's a spite towards herdsmen or houses of Fulanis. It's just the security issue. Because of course, you, as a group, as a brand, I don't know the word to use, but as what you guys are, you are fine. However, you have the ones that are claiming to be you guys committing crime and doing crime under your name, under your profession. So you can't just expect that the governors will just keep quiet and not say anything. That doesn't make sense. Would they just let themselves and let their people die? I don't think so. As well as also tell Buhari to stop Kano anti-alcoholic drink laws. Then it's a whole different, because then after Nigeria just was a democratic state, there was the implementation of Sharia law, and of course with the Sharia law we have the Hizbah. So the Hizbah is in charge of all that. So if you want that, you have to sort that in them. But what I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.